Glorious sound. There's nothing better when you first turn on the bike and it primes the pump. I don't know why, I absolutely love that noise. What's happening, guys? Back today in beautiful Ohio. We're on our way to a dentist appointment, so that's super fun. But we're going to talk today about the E-Ruck, see what's going on with that. It's been a good couple months in the making, and we are about to close this thing up in about a week. Super stoked about it. Let's take the highway here for a short minute. We'll get back to it. Woo! That's windy behind that semi. Oh my God. Oh, that's the perks of riding the Grom on the highway. Man, is it fun. It's great to be able to get around on this thing, but man, you get stuck behind that any sort of semi or like bigger truck and it just blows you around. And let's talk about crosswinds, because those will take you too. You have to really hunker down. It's like those videos you see of people doing full tucks on these really tiny scooters just to maintain like 30 mile an hour. That's how I feel sometimes on the highway. It's nice with this though, I can sit up quite a bit, so pretty awesome. Hope you guys have had an awesome summer. Super excited to get back on YouTube. We moved. I moved like 2 blocks, but man, has that been hectic. We went to a 1-car garage from a 3-car barn, which has pretty much been designated as the bike garage. So thankfully my wife is amazing, and she was totally on board with making that kind of a building shop for the bikes and an all-around just fun little cave. So I put in a... Oh no, the 360 is falling. Let's fix that real quick. Hey, fun stuff. Worst thing you ever want is that thing to fall off. It's an expensive mistake. But yeah, as I was saying, we just got the garage finished up. We put a TV in there. I got a drink fridge. You want to talk about the most luxurious thing when you're outside working on the yard, working on bikes, just hanging out with my family and my dog? A drink fridge. You don't have one? Get one. Let me tell you, this will change your life. I don't care if it's a mini fridge, you know, a jumbo one. We ended up getting a full-size one, so it's like, I shouldn't say full-size, it's a little bit smaller, but it's a full length, so it's, I don't know, 6 foot tall or whatever, 5 foot tall. Case of water, case of beer, White Claws for my wife, some pop, tea, whatever you're into, there's something in there for you. So just nice for yourself or friends and family come over. But lots of progress on the E-Ruck. I know during the move to the new house, it sucked. I'm not gonna lie, it sucked. But it's nice to have more space. The dog can run around. I have an enclosed, I built a 400-foot fence around the property, so the dog can run freely, because Moxie, she's a German Shepherd, and man, does she love the run the perimeter. But she wants her space, and she wants to be able to guard that space, and that allows her to do it, which is really nice. E-Ruck's coming along great. I can't ask for anything better. I know it's been quite a hassle with getting parts in and do the wiring and different things. I mean, one thing leads to another. I'm missing this part, I'm missing this. So right now, I ran into yesterday, probably the past 2 or 3 days, I've been doing nothing but wiring. And it's funny because this wiring is not that extensive. The harness is all of, I don't know, maybe 8 feet, if that. But oh my God, is it painful. So I come from doing cars. I worked on cars professionally as a job for probably 5 or 6 years collectively. I'm by no means a master tech, but I definitely know what I'm doing enough that I'm confident to dabble in really anything aside from transmission work. And I'm wiring this thing together, and it's so interesting conceptually coming from cars where everything is run off the same voltage versus the E-Ruck has a 72 volt nominal battery, which measures its spike up to, I think it's like 82 or 84, and then transferring that to a 12-volt system, because as you know, or many of you know, as a 12-volt system is what most motorcycles, modern day motorcycles, run off of. So your turn signals, your ignition, your horn, your just all the components that you need to run a bike properly are run off of the, oh, that's awesome, E-Ruck, love it, just got that approved. All the systems that are run on motorcycles are run on 12 volts. So basically what I've been running into was, when you're doing wiring, is making sure that you have the right system running to the right components, or else you can fry out your lights, your horns, whatever. But more so than that, what's even more scary is that when you're working with a 72 volt battery or these controllers that are really expensive, is you can really fry those out easily, very easily, and suddenly you're in for like 2-3 grand to replace a battery, controller, or whatever. So just kind of going through this process to make sure I don't screw myself effectively. It's been really fun, to say the least, but we're finally on the back end of that. I can thankfully say that it is almost complete. All I have to do is put the battery box back on, which I haven't done yet, just because I need to make sure I wire up the rest of the main harness. I need to shroud up or put like a wire loom around, and then just electrical take some areas just to keep the wires a little bit safer. And also need to run the front brakes, which, as you know, anytime you build a custom Ruckus, it sucks to bleed the brakes. So what you have to essentially do is either bleed it with just the rotor and the caliper on the bike, or basically separate the rotor from the wheel far enough that you can get your hand in behind it, because most of the bleeders are on the back side, on the inside of the wheel, the back side of the caliper. So get your hand behind it, and little Burger King hands, and try to bleed out all the air. This continually falls, so I'm just going to give up on that. We'll just kind of tighten this as we ride and call it a day. So yeah, it's just been an ongoing thing. Once the brakes are bled, though, I'm waiting on a slightly longer banjo bolt, and once those are bled, we are good to go. I have power. I have not actually pulled the throttle yet, because I feel like I'll probably launch it off the lift since it's kind of tied down. And I thought about putting the wheel back on it so that I can just kind of putz around, but my dumbass will probably be like, yeah, let's go full throttle, and then I'm like, oh shit, I can't stop because I don't have brakes on it. So for once, I'm going to choose to be smarter and not ride it around without the brakes, although I really want to. So hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, I should have those brakes done and bled later on this week. I know the goal was to have that thing together in June, but man, is it not going to happen. Or it didn't happen. I was very optimistic. I wanted to get it together for the small bore rally. I digress. Alas, it is finally coming to a close, and I'm thinking about, what are we going to do next? So I want to know, if you made it this far, let me know what you want us to build. I'm going to turn this channel essentially into a constant building process. So once the E-Ruck's done, I'm getting something else. We're going to build something else, put it up on the market. Same with the E-Ruck. We're going to end up selling it. It's a business. I'm turning them all over. So as much as I guarantee I'm going to love that thing, it will be for sale. I don't know the price yet. It is not going to be cheap. And the slightest, I'd say all is said and done, it's probably cost close to 14 grand. And that is no exaggeration. The hard part kit alone from FLP was, I think, like $10.50, so 10 grand, $500. And whoa, that's really cool. That's awesome. I don't know what that was, but, and so when you add up all the costs with the painting and, you know, time, powder, special parts, aside from just the kit, man, is it kind of amounted to a decent amount. I honestly don't even want to look at the credit card statement, but, you know, I'm happy about it. Excited to finally enjoy the fruits of that, get a few months here before winter in Ohio, and it's been good. So yeah, let me know what you guys want me to build. I'm super excited about what comes next. I largely have no idea what I want. Since we're doing the E-Ruck and we're kind of in electric, I thought about moving to like a Sur-On or something electric component already, But then again, I also am kind of against that because then I can't really legally ride it around on the road like I want. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to maybe consult the wife and see what she wants. So yeah, what's new in my life? Let's see. Like I said, we got the house. That was super cool. Oh my God, selling the house. If you guys have ever sold a house, congratulations. If you haven't, I don't recommend it. I largely have been up in the air on if we should rent it. Our interest rate was so low on that house. It was 2.7 versus almost 7 now, which sucks, but we needed it. Our daughter, one of our daughters are disabled, so she's in a wheelchair, and it's always been a hassle. Any one of you that might have a disabled family member or a kiddo, or anyone you know, friends, it changes your life, you know, the way you have to go about things differently, the way you have to live for them, essentially. And again, it's our kiddo, so it's different than if it was a friend or family member. You're not obviously doing those actions and living for them, but Isla is nonverbal and non-mobile, thus she's wheelchair bound. She cannot walk, and we needed something that we could have a completely open, flat, nice, easy to use, like ground floor on our house. So we have an upstairs to it, but for the most part it's super nice and open, easy to get a wheelchair around, and then I still have to build a wheelchair ramp up in the front. But super excited. She's going to be so much better long suited there, or well suited long term there, as will we. I mean, it just has more space and more yard, and only downfall is going backwards to that smaller garage, which, if I'm being honest, didn't really, I mean, the moving process and the organizing sucked. I had to build some cabinets and whatever, but actually living there now for a month or two and having everything organized, we still have plenty of room in there with 4 bikes and maybe adding another with my fridge and my 3 toolboxes. And then we do have an exterior shed that allows us to store some of that stuff as well. It's an ongoing, just in everything in life, whether it's your job, your house, your family, it never ends. There's always something. It's always something, some sort of project that pops up or thing that you got to do that you didn't expect that never ends. So yeah, anyways, as earlier I said, or I don't know if I said, I'm headed to the dentist appointment that I have, which, golly, I love the dentist, but every time I leave, my fucking mouth hurts. I hate it at the same sense, but you need to do it. Don't lose your teeth. And we're almost there, so I'll let you guys go. Thanks for chatting. I know I've been rambling quite a bit on this episode, but appreciate you hanging around if you made it this far. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you hated the video, make sure you hit the thumbs down button twice. Make sure you do it twice. And if you loved it, I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us, and I'm excited to see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Peace!